For our TEL2 course, we have to choose one country and issue that we are exploring. I propose to focus on Finland and the issue of pedagogical discrepancy in the application of technology. To begin, a digital divide is an inequality according to a population's access of, use of, or knowledge of information and communication technology, or ICT. Today, I want to focus on the knowledge of divide in the political context of Finland, and more specifically, the education department in Oulu. Finland is a technological hub, and technology is increasingly ubiquitous in the Finnish classroom. But how does this look like in practice? Well, I asked a Finnish primary school teacher, and to paraphrase her concern, she said, "At the moment, at least I find Finland schools very IT oriented. So much so that it goes all the way to the decision making from the EU minister level. That's the only way you can get funding for a project if it has an IT requirement all set. Teachers are feverishly incorporating technology in order to get the accompanying funds, and in order to be able to do that, one must shift the curriculum content around for that purpose." In other words, in Finland, there is a divide, but not necessarily in access to technology, but a divide in the pedagogical applications of that technology and the understudied ripple effects that stems from its issue. In educations, divides or false dualisms are antithetical to the educative process, especially between theory and practice. But that is exactly what goes on in the international master's programs at this university, and I would argue it gets further replicated in the Finnish education system. You have a wide separation between theory and practice, as can be seen by the physical separation between EDGLO and LET program. There are great minds in each department, but each are separated by a corridor and very little collaboration exists between the two. Simplistically speaking, EDGLO is like Chomsky. He mutters to himself all this brilliant and theoretical and political ideas, but not much gets done. LET, on the other hand, is like Steve Jobs, who attempts to solve the world's problems by throwing little I's in front of everything. How can one department talk about globalization without also talking about or using technology? How can another talk about educational technology without talking about its globalized context? Joining the two departments even makes sense financially. EDGLO is clearly underfunded, as can be seen by the brain and mother of the program not even having her own office. LET, on the other hand, is clearly overfunded, as evidenced by the superfluous purchase of giant iPad tables. Instead, what I propose here is why not explore ways to which these departments could share their resources and their ideas with each other to not only better itself but ultimately better Finnish education's use of technology as a whole. Together, a more pedagogically nuanced application of technology could be studied, and our understandings of applying this technology to Finland could be bettered. As you can see, this proposal is very simplistic and anecdotal, but if this proposal wins, the group can build the sources and ideas to make this unification a reality and build toward the responsible and pedagogically appropriate use of technology in Finnish classrooms.